She's coming in now. Class of 2015, parents, family, friends, faculty members, community members, good afternoon and welcome to this second leg of our Triple Crown at Maharishi School. Last night we had an opportunity to hear from all of our seniors their very eloquent expressions of gratitude for their school, their family, their friends. And today we get to hear about each of these students from some of their very dedicated, devoted faculty members. So this is a day of celebration, a day of appreciation, and we're very delighted to have as emceeing the event today, the president of our Boys and Girls Student Councils, Dia Huggins and Nathaniel Drew. If you will, please welcome them as MCs.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 33rd Annual Maharishi Upper School Senior Appreciation Ceremony. My name is Nathaniel Drew, and this is Dia Huggins. We will serve as your Masters of Ceremonies for the 2015 Senior Appreciation Ceremony.
On the stage this afternoon, we have Dr. Richard Bell, head of Maharishi School, Ms. Lori Bauman, Girls School Director, and Mr. Sam Rose, Dean of Students.
I'd now like to introduce Mr. Rose to present the K-12 Consciousness-Based Education Awards.
Give me a minute. This is how I plan on getting through the entire weekend. I'm actually going to leave it on the podium for everyone else. In recent years, our school has been blessed by the enrollment of students from all over the world. Students in this senior class alone represent 8 different countries. Having this experience of studying with a diverse group of students will be a great asset to our graduates at their chosen universities and in their future in a global society and economy. But we have also had the benefit of stable, long-term residents of Fairfield, pioneers of consciousness-based education, who have attended Maharishi School for their entire K through 12 school culture. Sounds like a typo. If I didn't say anything, it would have slid too. These students and their families have provided the foundation upon which the school has grown. They have welcomed new students and families and formed the consistent core of our school culture. We want to honor them today with the K through 12 Consciousness-Based Education Award. Will the following students please come forward together to receive their award? Dia Huggins, Keith Lashaway, Jacqueline Leet, Brandon Pratherhuff, Jael Muehlman, Nico Thiel, Katie Roberts, David Titus, David Wadsworth, and Nathaniel Drew.
How do I do it?
That's right. I don't know if it is or not.
I don't know, he's not on my list.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. Now I'd like to introduce Miss Lori Bauman to present the Hall of Bliss World Peace Awards for the Department of Consciousness.
Good afternoon. The Hall of Bliss Awards and the World Peace Awards are presented for consistent and dedicated contribution to raising world consciousness through Maharshi's TM and TM City program. Each year, the Hall of Bliss Award is presented to the meditator, whether senior or underclassman, who has demonstrated the highest level of dedication to their daily Hall of Bliss Transcendental Meditation program throughout the year, through a high level of attendance, as well as attention to all aspects of the program. This year's recipients are Ami Sain, who is a junior, and Lalit Pulapantula. The World Peace Award honors our students who are practicing the TM City program. This practice involves a greater commitment of time and, therefore, even more dedication to developing their full potential and raising world consciousness. We have quite a few rising siddhas, but this award goes to those who are in the dome twice a day. The World Peace Awards go to Dia Huggins, Alina Knight, Jaya Muleman, Katie Roberts, Gabriella Slyman, Alex Hoffman, Rain Spotted Elk, and Keyshawn Time. Can you guys? Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And now, if we could please welcome Mr. Rig Gelfand, Maharishi School Athletic Director, to present our special athletic awards.
So we have a number of sports awards that we will be giving out this afternoon. So first, I'd like to talk about the Paul Ashkenazi Award, which we have here. There's a plaque to each reward recipient, and there is also a monetary gift that goes with it. The Paul Ashkenazi Awards are given by the Berman family, Harriet and Warman Berman, in the memory of Harriet's brother, Paul Ashkenazi. Harriet and Warren Berman have been very important in the development and growth of Maharshi School over the last 25 years. They have been board members and have given very generous financial support to the school over the years. They are especially dear to our sports program because they spearheaded the renovation of our beautiful and blissful field house. Paul Ashkenazi, Harriet's brother, passed away unexpectedly about 12.5 years ago, and the Bermans wanted to honor him. And when Harriet thought about what her brother enjoyed most, it was playing sports, and especially playing sports with young kids. He was a coach in basketball, baseball, even a little bit of football and soccer. And so to honor Paul, they are giving this award. They give the award to one of our lady athletes, one of our male athletes, and to a coach. Here's what the award says. Paul Ashkenazi Award for Sports Dedication to the athlete who displayed motivation and dedication to sports throughout her or his school years. So I'd like to bring up the sport recipients. I'll list all three, and then you can all come up, and then I'll say a couple of words about each of you. So the award recipients are, for the ladies, Jacqueline Leet. For the gentlemen, Thomas Bousquet. Ooh, surprise. And our coaches award will be this year to our tennis coach, Steve Briggs. So come up. So first, Jacqueline Leet was a tennis player at school during her high school. She only began to play tennis seriously during high school, but she made a lot of progress in a very short period of time. She came fourth in district this year in singles. She worked very hard and was often seen in the rec center playing tennis and was a joy to watch. However, she was a joy for us to watch. However, if you were competing against her, it wasn't so much fun. Due to her inability to make mistakes while playing tennis, she kept the ball in play forever, and the points went on, and she had a tendency to wear down whoever she was playing. So congratulations, Jacqueline. For the gentleman, Thomas Bousquet, Thomas excelled in two sports, both basketball and soccer. He was a varsity starter in both sports, where he excelled in both a defensive and offensive player. This is most remarkable because soccer and basketball have two completely different skill sets. Soccer, of course, is with your feet, and basketball are with your hands. And actually, it's illegal to use your feet in basketball, and it's illegal to use your hands in soccer. So you have to say to excel in both is really a unique possibility. And any high school player who, when younger, was playing both sports usually dropped one of those sports when they came into high school because of that difficulty. However, Thomas continued to play both sports, and we're very happy that he did. So congratulations. So it's a great pleasure to offer the sports award to Steve Briggs. Steve took over the coaching of our tennis team 3 years ago after the retirement of Coach Lawrence Iyer. Lawrence set an impossibly high bar of achievement. However, Steve has had a wonderful 3 years and has continued with the tradition of pioneer excellence. Of course, last year, the team won the Triple Crown, the singles, doubles, and team competition. The only team in the history of Iowa to have done this 3 times, and Iowa tennis goes back to just after the First World War. This year was This year was a more difficult challenge because 5 players from last year's team graduated. So Steve actually had 5 players who had never played a varsity match. So they were young and somewhat inexperienced, yet they came within a couple of games of winning the state title again this year. They were runner-up, but almost were the state title champions. A good way to look at the team was our matches against our perennial competitor, Pella. We played Pella at the beginning of the season. They beat us 5-4, and they looked a little bit better than we did, truthfully. And by the end of the year, in our most important match of the year, we had a magnificent 5-1 win against Pella, and that got us into the state tournament. So congratulations, Steve. And now we'd like to give out the Maharishi School Hall of Fame Awards. So first, for the lady, Dia Huggins, who's already up here. Maybe you can hold it. You can hold it. And for the gentleman, surprise, Sam Stickles. So a little bit of synchrony going on here, but a little bit more about that in just a second. Dia had a remarkable transformation 3/4 through the season when she began to put her very excellent tennis skills to exceptional use, culminating in winning the district championship in singles and qualifying for the state tournament. The first time this has happened in Maharishi School since 2006. It was a thing of beauty. Dia had a pretty eventful trip to the state singles tournament just a few days ago, Thursday to be exact, with lots of ups and downs, cramping, long points, humidity, hot temperature, 5.5 hours on the court in one day. She was very heroic and in very competitive tennis. It was an incredible feat of stamina against very good players. So congratulations. We're on a great career, Dia, and you're a wonderful addition to the Hall of Fame. The Gentleman's Award goes to Sam Stickles. Congratulations to Sam on an absolutely terrific career at Maharishi School. But do you know how instrumental you were to the destiny of our whole varsity tennis team during your career? As a freshman, Sam finished fourth, and the team finished fourth in the state competition. As a sophomore, Sam finished third in singles, and the team finished third in the team competition. Last year as a junior, Sam won the state title, and the team won the state title also. This year, Sam was runner-up, and the team was runner-up. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to continue tennis without Sam next year, but we'll be able to follow him and his career because he will be playing tennis at Grinnell, and we'll be able to come up and see some of his matches. So Sam and Dia will be playing, talking about synchrony, they'll be playing in the co-ed doubles state championship tournament on Tuesday in Des Moines, so we wish them luck. Alina and Chandra will also be playing, so congratulations to everyone who participated this year in sports at Maharishi School.
Thank you, Rig. Maharishi School's legacy of achievement is in part due to the contributions from our community. Hawthorne Direct is the first private company to offer an annual scholarship recognizing a graduating senior pursuing a career in the performing arts. I am happy to welcome Mr. Mark Ratner, Vice President of Account Services, to present the award.
Good. How are you all doing today? Great. So for those who don't know Hawthorne Direct is a full-service direct response television agency. We're headquartered now in LA, but actually the larger office is still located here in Fairfield. And just to let you know, Tim Hawthorne was the founder of this company over 30 years ago. Currently, his daughter is now CEO and running the company for Hawthorne. And we've had a remarkable, business experience here being in Fairfield. It's probably the last place you'd want to put a national advertising agency, but yet seemingly, because I think that we had an east entrance, the company has survived over the years. So the Hawthorne family has been, consistent donators to the community in many, many different ways. One of the proudest ones we are of is of our scholarship fund. This year, the scholarship fund was looking for an individual who exemplified dedication, hard work, creativity, and commitment, all things that you can say about the Hawthornes themselves. This year's winner embodies all of those characteristics. This is very near and dear to me as well, since my daughter went down the same path as well. But our recipient this year somehow found time to be able to travel to Iowa City 6 times a week for 3-hour ballet classes, and truly one of the most remarkable. We also want to thank her mother for doing this as well, as my wife was exposed to doing that, but also please, nice round of hand to her mom. How did she ever get her homework done with a 3.97 GPA to go along with that? It is truly absolutely remarkable. We are so proud to present this year's award to Jaya Newman. Congratulations, Jill. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jaya. It has long been a tradition at Maharishi School that the graduating class makes a special gift to the school and community.
The chairs you are sitting on, the comfortable cushion ones, the gallery of graduates' pictures that surround us, the honor wall with all the plaques, all these were gifts of previous classes.
Our class decided to support 2 creative programs in our school, one ancient with a modern twist, and one an exciting emerging technology.
For many years, our ceramics teacher, Mr. Mark Wilkins, has shared his passion and professional expertise in sculpture and ceramics. Student work was fired in an old, inefficient kiln. And while the products were ultimately beautiful, the process was slow, energy wasting, and ergonomically uncomfortable.
The class of 2015 is proud to provide a new energy-efficient, ergonomically designed kiln for Mr. Wilkins and all of his future students. Mr. Wilkins, thank you for your dedication to this art form and to all your students. We can't wait to see what emerges from the hands of your students and your new kiln.
We are also pleased to support the new 3D printer technology. Physics and math teacher Mr. Rudloff generously donated our new 3D printer and has already worked with students like Dia and Bimba to calibrate it and create new items.
To support the future use of the 3D printer, the class of 2015 established a fund for supplies and software so the printer can be immediately productive. That includes creating the parts for a device that will recycle used plastic cubes into the cord the printer uses to create other items. Thank you, Mr. Rudloff, for contributing this exciting new technology. Please share some pictures with our class of what your students produce in the future.
Mr. Wilkins and Mr. Rudloff, would you please come forward to be recognized?
All right, so Dia's asked what's in the box. So let me go ahead and share with you a couple of the items that we've already printed out so far. Some of them they haven't seen and weren't supposed to see. So we're kind of working behind the scenes. So this is one of the pieces to the contraption that we're going to be working with over the next year to actually produce the 3D filament from the recycled plastic pellets. So it's a sustainable project. The 3D filament can be quite expensive, somewhere in the neighborhood of about $15 to $20 a pound. So we can get that cost down with our device to about $1 a pound. So that's pretty cool. And we can rid the planet of a bunch of useless plastic. So anyhow, so one of the other objects that we created was actually to test to see if we could actually produce a little miniature Eiffel Tower. And so this actually is a very interesting project to print because it stresses out and it shows you the limitations of the device. And what they haven't seen is what's coming is a multiple piece Eiffel Tower that will be built in stages. And so that's one element of it. And then here's another. Just put these pieces together and you'll have a nice big tall tower. So anyhow, that's what we've got.
Yes, Nathaniel says we couldn't bring the kiln up, so. The kiln that we're using is currently older than all of the seniors and many of our younger teachers in this school. And this is really an asset because you can't run a ceramics program without a kiln. And I'm looking forward to using that. And we also have something for the seniors from the old kiln. In the boxes back in the corner, each box has a name, and in each box there is a mug with the tree of the school symbol on it. So there's one for every senior, and I hope when you use them, you'll remember Maharishi School and everybody that cared about you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkins and Mr. Rudloff. Now, I would like you all to please welcome Jacqueline Leet and Brecken Anastasia Llewellyn to make a special presentation.
Gee, thanks, Nathaniel. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brecken Llewellyn, and this is Jacqueline Leet. At last night's farewell ceremony, you heard my classmates describe the deep connections we feel for each other.
So much of high school life is about building relationships, about the bonds we share in good times and bad, during our triumphs, our trips together, and our troubles.
We've been there for each other to offer support and encouragement to share in sorrows.
This year, our hearts especially went out to Brandon Pratherhuff when his father passed away.
We would like to thank the Pratherhuff family to know how much we love each of you and your father, and we wanted to do something special in his memory.
Today, we are dedicating a bench in the courtyard in memory of Dr. John Huff. Right over there.
His life has represented the virtues of integrity, honor, and service.
We hope this memorial will sustain his example for generations of Maharishi School students. Yeah.
Thank you, Jacqueline and Brecken. Now, please welcome Dr. Bell to the podium to present the Distinguished Service Award.
Thank you, Dia. In the 34-year history of our upper school, we've occasionally included this part of the event, special recognition for exceptional contributions to our school and community. This year, we're continuing that tradition by honoring two individuals who, for almost the entire life of the school, have served this institution with steadfast dedication and determination. I'd like to ask Peter and Susan Huggins if they would come forward at this time to receive the Maharishi School Distinguished Service Award. There's more. Peter and Susan have served this school in so many capacities that it's risky to try to list them for fear of omission. They have been and are members and steadfast leaders of our Parents Association, our Board of Directors. They've spearheaded countless projects, great and small. They plan and fundraise for so many destination imagination trips, class trips, school events. So how many times to Tennessee?
9 or 10. To Tennessee? 13.
13 trips to Tennessee. That's on a bus for about 14 hours. Sue and Ellen Valentine created the Go For It program, an amazing resource for college and career planning that we use for all of our upper school students now. This year they opened their beautiful home to host this year's Teacher and Staff Appreciation Tea. And in the last 4 months, Peter voluntarily chaired, no, in hindsight if he had done it, but voluntarily chaired a planning committee for the board of directors. It's been meeting for hours and hours and hours every week to chart a sustainable path for our future as a school. So the point is, for decades, their focused attention has been on this school, its academic, its social, its financial well-being. That has never wavered. We hope that even though they've run out of children, at least as students here at the school, after 27 years of Maharishi School service, that they will, of course, maintain that bond of attention and affection for this school. It is with the greatest gratitude We recognize him with this award.
This is very unexpected. I don't know what I'd start to. Oh no. I think there's so many things I could say. That's a long time to be involved with one institution and its principals and all. I think we've actually seen more administrations come and go than any other person in the room. We've seen the school progress, and we've seen it graduate phenomenal classes of kids who we're still close to. And I guess the main thing I'd like to say is there's nothing better I could have done for the last 28 years.
So we're fortunate to have all our kids back for Dia's graduation. In fact, I'm going to make them stand up. Evan, Ryan, and Todd. The reason it's easy for Sue and I to keep serving the school is because of the results the school has created in our family and all the families of the graduates of Maharishi School. And that's why it's such a deserving institution that we want to see prosper into the next generations. And we ask you as a senior class to continue the tradition of excellence that each of your preceding classes have continued to do in their lives. If I look at our kids' lives, we were in Brooklyn seeing Evan in his graduate program in industrial design, and we went out to dinner, with 8 Maharishi School grads because they have a lifetime commitment to each other, and it's this experience you've had, as you expressed last night, in Fairfield as a community and at this school that you will carry for the rest of your life. And it's unique. It's unique in the world, and our desire is to have that experience for all the continuing children in this community and to have the school grow and flourish to 600 or 700 or 800 students as soon as possible. So thank you for the opportunity to serve, and Jay Gurdev and God bless Richard and Lori and all the administration and the teachers who've given 30 and 40 years of their life. It's their dedication and love that has continued the school, and we want to thank them. So.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Bell and Sue and Peter Huggins. Now the Maharishi Upper School faculty will present the achievements and special qualities of each senior. At the conclusion of the appreciation ceremony, we will announce the Pioneer Award recipients who will be our graduation speakers tomorrow. First, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Jan Thatcher. Speech and Performing Arts faculty, she will be speaking about Gabriella Slyman, Brecken Llewellyn, and Jaya Muleman.
I'll try not to cry this time.
Thank you. Okay. Gabriella belongs to a select group of students who has come to this school from a great distance. She brings with her a love of travel and a consuming interest in cultures throughout the world. One of her greatest achievements, she says, was learning English. She is fluent in Arabic and French. Gabriella hopes to be able to help people in whatever work she does. She already is a helper and a listener and a compassionate friend to many. In her years at school, Gabriella blossomed in the speech program, where she overcame her shyness enough to stand on stage and deliver lines. This took remarkable courage for one working in a second, or rather a third language, with little personal experience. Gabriella is also a talented artist who worked painstakingly on her pieces, her own most demanding critic. The process, though, has taught her how to rely on her own instincts and to stay the course. Throughout high school, Gabriella has worked on the wait staff at the Raj Hotel, where she is a caring, efficient, and reliable server. It has matured her in many ways, and of course, it draws on her innate ability to care for people and make them feel at ease. Gabriella's dream is to pursue international studies so that she can use her linguistic skills and work with the United Nations. She plans to attend Maharishi University of Management. A few words from me to you. En français. Suis ton cœur, être soi-même. Bonne chance, ma petite. Merci. I first saw Brecken in grade 9 boys' speech class performing Shakespeare Abridged. It was a riotous performance with much physical activity, laughter, and enthusiasm. And in the middle of the bedlam, a young man stood to his full height, stepped forward, and began, "What a piece of work is man." I was stunned by the transition, more so by the intensity and commitment behind these words, and ultimately by his beautiful voice. This was a man with real talent. I was fortunate enough to see that talent blossom over the next 2 years. Often the material selected for one-act play category requires skill levels well beyond the scope of high school actors. When a student actor comes close to expressing the maturity and the depth of his character, it is an achievement. When he works hard enough to become that character, it is rare indeed. This is what Brecken does well. Brecken is a caring, witty, compassionate, and often unpredictable character. His zest for life, for finding new and challenging experiences, will doubtless lead him far. He balances that zest with a deep understanding and appreciation of the practice of TM. He sees, experiences, and applies the values of consciousness to his own life. Brecken's next steps will be at Ohio University, where he plans to study journalism and to find his way onto a stage as soon as possible. Brecken, I expect only greatness from you, and I know I will never be disappointed. Here it is. Jaya Muleman set herself a very difficult course at a very young age. She wanted to become a professional ballet dancer. This dream came with a price. Long hours of dance practice, uncompromising discipline, daily commuting to another city for classes, and very little, if any, free time, and intensive summer dance courses. She also decided to apply her high standards to her academic and extracurricular activities at MSAE, and somehow, with the support of a loving family, wonderful teachers both in and out of school, and excellent time management skills, she was on the honor roll for her 4 years and an active participant in community activities. I was honored to work with Jaya in grade 9 when her class competed in group mime. Jaya possessed a very mature physicality for her age and took to the medium naturally and playfully. In grade 11, I worked with her again as a solo mime artist. Jaya was runner-up for the Critics' Choice Award at the IHSSA All-State Competition. She created her own work, learned to open up as a character, and processed criticism instantly. She never forgot a change and made changes intuitively. I believe that the mime experience will be foundational to her dance career. Jaya has been accepted to the dance program at the University of Utah. She's been voted the Happiness Award by her peers and is receiving the Virginia Buckley Award for her work in theater and the arts. Good luck next year, Jaya.
Now I'd like to invite Mr. Greg Thatcher to the stage. He is the head of our art department, and he will be talking about Wang Yuning Rain and Dave and Titus.
I guess because I was the one that actually started the bow tie tradition that I should talk about rain first. I would like us to consider for a moment what it would be like to travel 1,100 miles from home, all alone, to attend a new school in a new country. Once we arrive, we would find that everything is different, and we were left to our own resources to find a balance. This was the experience for our foreign students. I'm amazed at their strength, flexibility, willingness to embrace change at such an early age. Rain is an exceptional student. He adapted to our school and the American culture quickly and seamlessly. He is intelligent, reliable, and focused. He's very proud of the fact that he only missed 7 classes this year, which is quite an accomplishment for our seniors. In art history, Rain worked very hard. He was always open to critiques, and he quietly incorporated the changes we had decided upon. He was helpful to me in the classroom, often translating and clarifying art concepts to his fellow Chinese students. Rain's work habits served as an inspiration for all of the students. He would just focus on the task at hand, become absorbed in the creative process, and just get on with it. Rain was very proud of his finished master copy, and I was proud that he had enjoyed the process of creating it, and it was so successful. Rain, I will miss your quiet, respectful, sweet demeanor and your fun-loving sense of humor in my class. Next year, Rain will be attending the University of New Hampshire to study business. Good luck, my friend, and continue. Aren't you going to study business? Mechanical engineering, the same. Continue to inspire everyone through your quiet, happy, focused life. Jager Dev, Mr. T. Now we have so many names for this next person that I'll probably just stay with Mr. Titus. High school is a very interesting journey for students. Here they have the freedom to experience and discover their interests and passions in life. Out of the soup of all their experiences surfaces, hopefully, a young, educated adult. Throughout all the classes, field trips, camping trips, daily interactions, and classes I have had with David over the past 6 years, he has always been an inspiration for me. I am inspired by his good nature, his unshakable happiness, his remarkable balance and inner stability. Things seem not to influence him, but rather pass through him without affecting him. It is as if he wears a kavach, a protective armor. So I think we probably really should call him Super Titus. His greatest interest seems to be with golf and soccer. He seems to know intuitively where to be at the right time, and his focus and athleticism gives him an incredible edge. He has been in varsity golf and soccer teams since 2012 and has won awards as conference soccer champion and sub-state finalist in 2014. Academically, David is a hard worker and likes to succeed. In art history this year, he worked very hard in his master copy and for his artist presentation. For one who had taken so few art classes, he did extremely well. Next year, he will be returning. He will be. You didn't know this. It's just a little. It comes with the supertitus, so you know. Next year, he will be. I did it again. Will be attending the University of Iowa and plans to study business. Yes. All right, I got it right. I wish you all success in college, and I think with your focus, hard work, and integral balance, you will succeed. Good luck, Super Titus.
Thank you, Mr. Thatcher. And now I would like to invite Mrs. Lori Iyer, Chair of the Mathematics Department, up to talk about Guo Qianqian and Zhou Huijun.
In the word game Scrabble, we can earn a big score with a double word and a double letter, 2 cues with the highest point value. We certainly scored big when Chin Chin arrived here in 10th grade. She came to Maharishi School already an excellent student, quickly adapted to pioneer life, and has continued to excel in her classes while improving her English skills. As a diligent student, Chin Chin is willing to embrace challenge, earning honors in pre-calculus and calculus, that's with Mrs. Iyer, and scoring high marks in the American Mathematics Contest. In her quest for excellence, for example, when a test or quiz is returned, Chin Chin immediately sets about correcting her mistakes and asking for clarification. Along with her mathematical mind and outstanding study habits, Chin Chin is enjoyable to teach. She efficiently focuses her energy and attention on what needs to be learned and easily grasps difficult mathematical concepts. Not surprisingly, Chin Chin is receiving this year's Mathematics Award. Combining mathematical prowess with creativity and her cooperative nature, Chin Chin successfully competed in Destination Imagination, reaching global finals in 2013 and 14. Chin Chin also participated in the science fair in 2014, taking pride in learning about researching and conducting experiments. Chin Chin's qualities as a scientist are balanced by her love of playing the violin. Avid reading, drawing, and collecting comics also expresses Chin Chin's artistic side. Chin Chin's compassion and generosity are evident in her supporting a poor student in Tibet. With her optimistic outlook and interest in engineering, we know Chin Chin will continue to score big when she enrolls in Boston University this fall. I love you and will miss you. When Queena arrived at our school 3.5 years ago, we soon recognized the truth. Big surprises come in small packages. Don't be fooled by her diminutive stature. It's no surprise that Queena is bigger than life in heart, mind, and soul. While her intense academic focus was evident from the start, when Queena began taking my math classes, she was timid, lacking confidence in math. Now, Queena boldly defends her mathematical reasoning. Queena has a lighter, loving side as well. Her ready smile and charming laugh are always welcome in class. Queena founded a community book donation project in her home province in China and a buddy system here to help integrate new students into Maharishi School. Queena enjoys sharing her delight in cooking with friends, and especially with her host mom, Christine Albers, whom she loves dearly. This year, the faculty has selected Queena for the Visual Arts Award, not only for her excellent work in classes, but also her brilliant master copy of a challenging Picasso portrait. Last summer, Queena led her project team to first place in a prestigious entrepreneurial competition at Babson College by designing an innovative nonprofit tutoring organization. Queena attributes her success at Babson to her twice-daily practice of transcendental meditation and her participation in Maharishi School's Destination Imagination program, where she displayed fresh, out-of-the-box thinking skills that helped her team win 8th place in the DI Global Finals. Queena will be attending Babson College this fall. With her many wonderful qualities, Queena can become a social entrepreneur able to surpass even her idol, Alibaba founder Jack Ma. Queena will be able to make a significant impact on the whole world. Thank you, Queena, for all the joy you have brought us here at Maharishi School.
Thank you, Mrs. Iyer. Now I would like to invite Mr. Brendan Thomas up, teacher of English, Speech and Performing Arts.
Can I get Jonah, Dia, and Sam? There's a quote, I think it's from Terry Pratchett. Why do you travel? So that you can return. So that you can see the place you came from with new eyes and extra colors. The decision to travel to another country, to immerse yourself in a foreign culture, to learn another language is possibly the most scary, difficult, and rewarding decision that one can make. To do so as a junior in high school is a feat worthy of songs of praise. At MSAE, we have the privilege to welcome several such exchange students, to help them experience a new culture, a new language, new friends and ideas. But to welcome home our own prodigal son, to see the changes a new culture have wrought in him, and to vicariously experience his adventures, trials, and personal evolution, that's really something special. Jonah has always been remarkable for his intelligence and maturity. His opinions are strongly held and well-researched, and his sense of justice is well-honed. But I think those that know him would agree that his experience in Spain last year, working with the Rotary Club, living with host families, and studying at a Spanish school, have grown an intelligent young person into a truly remarkable individual, a man I feel privileged to know. Jonah is taking the next year to travel again to South America this time, and I am super jealous of the adventures that lie in store for him. Every one of us that graduates from here is an ambassador for the school, for Maharishi's knowledge, for the way of life that our parents thought was important enough that they brought us here to southeastern Iowa, 500 miles from anywhere. Every one of us is an ambassador, but not every one of us will choose to shine their light in other cultures half the world away, leaving behind everything we know. Good luck, Jonah. Let me know when you're back. I'd love to see this place through your new eyes with all those extra colors.
Thank you.
I'm going to start with a couple of quotes. To be able to speak and act like someone else, I first had to be completely in tune with who I was. She said that. Around here, we say it in slightly different words. Established in being, perform action. 250 words is not a lot to describe someone as varied as Dia. Even her mother describes her as living 3 or 4 lives at once. As a humanitarian, a performer, an athlete, a scholar, an engineer, I have to be careful or I'm going to run out of words just listing her accomplishments. But what's tremendous about Dia isn't just her ability to do everything, though that would be astonishing in itself. It's her ability to do everything while remaining unshakably established in herself. And what a wonderful self that is. I'm going to shower her in awards for a moment, and she's earned every one. For her keen intelligence and analytical ability, the English Award. For her artistic endeavors and self-expression, the Performing Arts Award. For her humanitarian efforts, the Iowa State Bar Association's Citizenship Award. For her leadership, the Maharishi School Service Award, which she was awarded by a vote from her peers. That's a lot of hardware, but those awards are only the natural outward expression of an amazing individual. Dia is a great athlete, a mesmerizing performer, a caring and socially conscious leader, a keenly intelligent analyst and debater. But she is all of those things because first and foremost, she is herself. Strong, unshakable, and powerful. It has been an honor to work with her for the last 4 years, and I am so psyched to watch her conquer the world and say, I knew her when. About himself, Sam says, I'm a talented procrastinator. I don't do much work, and I usually scrape by with the bare minimum. This is so unfair. Apparently, Sam's bare minimum includes 2 state tennis championships, starring roles in several big-budget musicals, writing a 50,000-word novella in a month, performing at the All-State Festival several times, and induction into the Maharishi School Athletic Hall of Fame. That's Sam's bare minimum. I, however, suspect that Sam is being self-effacing, and I plan to out him right here. Sam is, at heart, an artist in relentless pursuit of perfection. The quiet, sometimes sarcastic facade, the ducked head and quick smile, these are the ways that Sam deflects attention away from his artist soul. But I've been around him long enough to know that Sam is someone who cares deeply and intensely about his family and friends, about his twin passions of athletics and the performing arts, and about the people in his life. That's the thing about being an artist, you're always your own worst critic. If Sam calls himself a procrastinator, despite all that he has accomplished here, he is doing so because his only acceptable outcome is perfection. Anything less is insufficient. That voice of self-criticism can be a powerful motivating tool, but Sam, never ever let it take away from all the amazing, incredible, outstanding, splendiferous achievements you will accomplish. To which I'd like to add one more. For your amazing accomplishments, but even more so for the artist I see in you, I'd like to present you with the Performing Arts Award. I hope that when you look at it in the future, it will be a reminder that while perfection should always be pursued, the creation of art on the tennis court, the stage, or any other medium is always worthy of celebration. You're going to crush it in college. Congratulations.
Thank you. Now we'd like to invite Mrs. Tasha Jones up onto the stage. She is the Social Studies and Science of Creative Intelligence teacher here at MSAE, and she will be talking about Jacqueline Late, Samantha Bell, and Katie Roberts.
Let's start with Jacqueline.
Hi.
Jacqueline is a balance of contrasting qualities. Her achievements range from math and science to art and theater, from a robotics team competition to an all-state speech performance, from writing 50,000-word novels to competing in varsity athletics, including tennis, track, and cheerleading. She is both competitive and easygoing. I feel this reflects her genuine interest in being challenged and her self-assuredness, not having to prove herself to others. Jacqueline is both skeptical and open-minded. She is interested in learning and not afraid to ask probing questions or disagree with others. She participates thoughtfully in discussions, she thinks logically, and expresses herself clearly. She has the mind of a scientist and a philosopher. She is interested in pursuing research, especially in the fields of psychology and neuroscience. Jacqueline has earned both the Science and Social Studies awards. Jacqueline is self-sufficient and works well with others. She is a leader and a team player. She has participated in the LEAP Academy, a high school leadership program at Indian Hills Community College, and has been a contributing member of student council throughout high school. For 6 consecutive years, Jacqueline participated in team problem-solving competitions, culminating in a 7th place finish at the Destination Imagination Global Finals. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, yes, that's actually how you pronounce his name, a distinguished professor of psychology and author of books about creativity and flow, a term he coined to describe being in the zone, wrote, "I have devoted 30 years of research to how creative people live and work, to make more understandable the mysterious process by which they come up with new ideas and new things. If I had to express in one word what makes their personalities different from others, it's complexity. They contain contradictory extremes." This is Jacqueline, a harmony of diverse interests and abilities. Jacqueline will be attending Wesleyan University in the fall, where we wish her all the best. All right, Samantha Bell. This girl has a voice. Within weeks of joining our school, she was on stage at an assembly singing Dog Days by Florence and the Machine. I remember being impressed with her skill and courage that Samantha demonstrated while belting out a dynamic song in front of a student body she was still getting to know. Samantha is a performer. She has participated in our drama program for the past 3 years and performed at all state speech competitions. Earlier this week, her elective class released an album. Samantha's music teacher, Miranda Mallard, says, "She has a huge heart and feels things deeply. She is very comfortable in her own skin and speaks her mind and her truth. I think much of her success in writing and music comes from her openness and generosity of spirit. She wants to give and share. Samantha is ready to launch out into the world and let her voice be heard." End quote. Someone's phone can't hear your voice. Samantha loves words. I challenge you to find her without a book in hand, or at least stashed in her bag. Her writing, songs, poetry, essays, stories show her command over the written language. For her ability to express herself, she was chosen by her peers to receive the Creativity Award. When aware of injustice, Samantha can't help but speak up. The courage she shows to speak up for herself and others also supports her own personal growth. She has a deep underlying self-sufficiency. Her courage to try new things can be seen in choosing to attend a unique alternative school in Iowa, attempting to understand perspectives she disagrees with, joining the cross-country team even when it was something she had never done before and she was the only girl, or in overcoming her fear of roller coasters. When Samantha braved Expedition Everest, we buckled in. She grabbed the bar, and the roller coaster climbed. She screamed, and for yet another reason, I again thought, whoa, this girl has a voice. I foresee a promising future in the field of music, social activism, journalism, and literature. And as Samantha says, if interplanetary travel is invented, then she will also be transitioning to that field. For now, she's planning on attending Bennington College in Vermont. We wish her the best and look forward to hearing from her. Katie. Katie stands out for her positive influence on any situation. In 3 years as her teacher, I have found that Katie makes teaching and learning more enjoyable. When organizing groups for class projects or school activities, it's always challenging to place Katie on a team. Why? Because I would like to be able to include her in every group. Katie naturally keeps her team happy and focused and delivers high-quality work. The resulting achievements include multiple performances in the all-state speech competition, writing this 50,000, it's getting longer. Yeah. 50,000 word novel in 1 month to complete the NaNoWriMo challenge and earning 7th and 8th place finishes at the Destination Imagination Global Finals. Katie leads by supporting others. She was captain of the volleyball team and helped organize and lead cheerleading. She is motivated, organized, and responsible. This is demonstrated repeatedly in class, school activities, and in coordinating events such as the Eco Fashion Show. She was selected by her peers to receive the Leadership Award. Further, Katie has a harmonizing effect in diverse social dynamics. She communicates well with her peers, with people of diverse ages, close friends, and new acquaintances. Her compassion and respect for others is supported by her genuine appreciation of everyone and of their different perspectives. Katie's joyfulness is evident on the surface, but she is anything but superficial. She has deep friendships. She takes time for deep exploration of herself through the TM City program. She develops deep understanding and is able to bring personal insight and make connections between subjects. She expresses her depth of understanding with clarity and playfulness and has earned the Science of Creative Intelligence Award. I feel she could be extremely successful in event organizing, in the field of communications, or social science work and research. Katie likes to be challenged, exposed to new ideas, and work towards creating experiences that bring people together. Katie is happy, spreading happiness, and she does it well. Katie will be attending Sarah Lawrence in the fall, where she will enrich their learning community. We wish you all the best.
Now we'd like to invite Mr. Jeremy Jones up on the stage. He is our teacher of mathematics and science of creative intelligence, and he will be talking about Keyshawn Time and Alex Hoffman.
Keyshawn moves hearts like rhythm propels music forward in time. He moves them with his beautiful piano sonatas, and he moves them with his kindness and cheerful allegro nature. Keyshawn is a resounding harmony of compassion, humility, intelligence, and focus. And this focus of his is a quiet one that yields grand results. Whether it is performing at the all-state speech competition, doing top quality work in his academic classes, experiencing beyond the service level of life through his TM Cities practice, for receiving the highest rating at an Iowa High School Music Association performance, Keishan has enjoyed dynamic success. In the speech season, due to a teammate dropping out, Keishan was pushed into a leading role in his musical theater piece. Mr. Thomas said of Keishan, quote, "His team rallied around him, of course, but I was extremely impressed and continue to be with his quiet style of leadership and his willingness to do whatever it takes to succeed despite the odds." Neuroscientists say that the brain of a musician lights up when he begins to play. Almost every area of the brain is activated, described as a display of fireworks in the brain. Keishan's musical abilities and accomplishments have unfolded in one long crescendo, of which we're yet to see the climax. Miss Mallard, Keishan's music teacher, said, "Keishan has an artist's soul. He feels deeply and expresses himself through music in a very heartfelt way. Keishan is a very accomplished, talented, and versatile pianist, and he also plays guitar and drums. He is always working solo with others and being a very gentle and quiet support to everyone. He is a great big brother, and it feels like he is a big brother to more than just his admiring siblings." End quote. In music, timbre is the quality of sound that distinguishes one instrument or voice from another. The distinguishing qualities of Keishan are his authenticity, his kindness to those around him, and his courage to extend the frontiers of his knowledge and ability. Keishan will be attending Marsh University of Management in the fall, and we wish him all the best. In order to explore Alex's strength of character and lively personality, let's take a look at some of the facets of who Alex is in an attempt to provide a picture of the whole. Alex the passionate. Alex has an intensity of purpose. He truly has a deep desire to find an environment in which he can develop his full potential and find meaningful ways to contribute to society. Alex the goofball. A few weeks ago, Alex, with a grin on his face, approached Mr. Rose and said, "I want to talk to you about some nonsense plaguing my grade in your class." This exemplifies my favorite complementary qualities of Alex, his willpower to push through any challenge, combined with an endearing, free-flowing bliss and lightness that is never far from the surface. Alex the writer. Mr. Thomas said, quote, "His analysis of literary works always comes with great personal insight. He takes the knowledge, compares it to his own paradigm, and integrates it seamlessly." End quote. For this, Alex has been selected to receive the English Language Arts Award. Alex the athlete. Alex is a natural athlete with strong mind-body coordination and a well-developed court or field sense. Alex was a top member of the varsity soccer and basketball teams every year of his high school career and has also participated in varsity track and cross country. Alex the philosopher. Alex asks the big questions. He expands his mind through his TM Cities practice. He effortlessly integrates abstract ideas into his understanding and enthusiastically makes connections between diverse perspectives and ideas. For this, Alex has been selected to receive the Science of Creative Intelligence Award. Alex the benevolent. Alex was selected by his peers to receive the Marshy School Service Award. Along with being the first person to offer help in any situation, Alex has contributed hundreds of hours of volunteer work. Alex the passionate, Alex the goofball, Alex the writer, Alex the athlete, Alex the philosopher, Alex the benevolent. All of these titles give some sense of Alex the graduate, a man we are all proud to know. After graduation, Alex will be traveling to Sweden and then joining the Air National Guard Cyber Operations Base in Des Moines and attending University of Iowa in 2016. We wish you the best.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Matt Fleshman up, Faculty of Social Studies and Science of Creative Intelligence. He will be speaking about Zhang Zhenghao and David Wadsworth.
Okay. I first met Harry when I started teaching his SEI class. After our first class together, his confidence, cheerfulness, and ease with his classmates made me assume that he had been going to this school for years. I was later surprised to realize that he had only just joined the school this year as a senior. The care he showed to his fellow students and his authentic interaction made it seem like he has always been here. Inside the classroom and out, Harry inspires an atmosphere of respect and calm. You can tell by Harry's focus and persistent, happy smile that he is always putting forward his best and truly enjoying it. His quiet strength and confidence foster the perfect learning environment, one of happiness, ease, and determination. Harry shows what it means to lead by example in both his relationships and his academic endeavors. In talking to Harry about his coursework in math, I would have thought he was a college math major, not a high school student. Not only does he have an impressive grasp of difficult concepts, but his passion for math and enjoyment of the subject shows through. This enthusiasm is the mark of a true mathematician, and I'm happy to present him with the Math Award. Next year, Harry will be attending the University of Connecticut and plans to continue his study of math and actuarial sciences. Being an actuary demands creativity, brilliance, and determination, qualities that Harry already exemplifies, and I commend him for finding such a suitable path so quickly. Harry, you have been a delight to teach, and Connecticut will be lucky to have your qualities of respect, joy, and intelligence. Okay. When I walk into the classroom, I don't even have to look to tell if David is there or not. When he is, spirits are higher, the jokes are funnier, and the general energy of the class is playful and happy. I can always count on him for astute comments peppered with frank observations, and David's unique take on historical events always brighten my grading sessions. David's happiness and humor define his class, and the class would be unrecognizable without him. David approaches every situation with openness and flexibility, and his unique take on life sets an example for everyone. David is relentlessly honest, truly hilarious, and uncompromisingly authentic. He is a happy guy and he knows it, and he spreads this happiness amongst his peers and the whole school effortlessly. His playful attitude keeps the class lively, and they obviously agree since they voted for him to receive the Happiness Award. David shows his joyful and unique take on things in all areas of his life. We at the school are not the only ones to appreciate David, as in his long and storied career in DI, he has qualified for and placed well in global finals many times. David is also conscientious and thoughtful, displaying these qualities in his climb to the rank of Eagle Scout. David also lent his talents to many MSAE sports teams, playing on the soccer, basketball, and tennis teams, including being on the 2015 state runner-up tennis team. When David wants something, he achieves it, whether it be in performance, leadership, or sports. I would wish him luck next year at Iowa State University, but I know he has enough confidence and ability that he won't even need it. Wadsy, it's been an honor and an adventure having you in my class.
Thank you, Mr. Fleshman. Now, I invite Mr. Rick Rudloff to come up on the stage. He is our mathematics teacher, and he'll be talking about Nathaniel Zhu and Alina Knight.
All right.
courage, leadership, determination, and being unreasonable. I'll redefine that term here in just a moment. These words describe who Alina Knight is. Yesterday, Alina quoted Milton Berle, "If an opportunity doesn't knock, build a door." So let's pick up right there. If you know her, you would never, ever be surprised she would make reference to that quote. It's exactly who she is and how she approaches the challenges, her projects, and her relationships. I asked Mr. Wilkins. Recently, he shared with me how Alina was asked to construct an object appearing to levitate. That was a nice one. She tried wood. That didn't work. She tried plastic. Nope. And then came metal. Now, to make that work required some welding. Courage and determination built that door as she learned how to weld it herself and pulled it off, and absolutely amazing. In my class, she let go of a long-held conversation like, "I suck at math," right? By taking two math classes at once. One of those happened mid-year and stretched into the summer with several of her classmates as well. That class ended in July, working about 4.5 hours each and every day. And then she seriously considered taking calculus in her senior year. I think she's let go of that conversation that she sucks at math. Now, she could easily let reasons and excuses from her past interfere with her goals. Yet instead, she replaces those with drive, determination, and tenacity. So let me introduce you to a new meaning of the word being unreasonable. Refusing to let reasons and excuses get in the way of accomplishing your goals. So in this context, Alina is unreasonable. She leads by example, she's methodical, and she is relentless. Yesterday, she mentioned the word genius. Now, to me, genius is the person who quietly interrupts those who say it cannot be done by simply doing it. Creativity and genius, that's what you embody. You and your team finished in the top 3 at the DI Globals all 3 years. It's an honor for me to be here sharing the stage. So today, Alina will receive the Physical Fitness Award. And I would like for you to please join me in wishing Alina not good luck, but much success, because she will succeed in everything she sets her mind to, leaving absolutely nothing to chance. Now for the thing. On the lighter side here. Analytical, humorous, and musical are the 3 words that I would use to describe who Nathaniel Zhu is. Having Nathaniel in class is fun, it's enlivening, and it's also stimulating. As a sophomore, I recall receiving a paper from one professor of mathematics at Cambridge University, Dr. Nathaniel Zhu, on the golden rectangle. Yes. It's quite entertaining. And then what's also a lot of fun is you'll hear the occasional random outburst. This is so cool. I finally got what you're talking about. About 2 or 3 sections after we've covered it. seriously, then there was the time he absolutely blew us all away, seeing a relationship I had never seen, and that was the relationship between the integer powers of the number 11 and Pascal's triangle. I was astonished. He seemed stress-free, rarely mentioning a workload that I know must be grueling, like so many of our seniors here. He practices the piano, speech competitions, playing golf, basketball, DI, managing A and A honors workloads in almost every one of his classes. And yet every single day he arrives in class with a genuine smile on his face, absolutely ready to engage. Now, musical. I know I'm not the only one who can say this. We're all going to miss Nathaniel capturing us with his amazing piano playing capabilities. He really is a piano showman. His duet with Keyshawn is absolutely brilliant and my personal favorite. So how about an encore, you two? One more time, either tomorrow or today after the ceremonies. All right. This spring, Nathaniel received the State of Iowa's Governor Scholar Award. Now, this award goes to only one student in each of the Iowa schools. In our school, we had 4 seniors who had a 4.0 GPA, and the tie was broken basically with his SAT scores. So I'm going to present that award. Here's his award pictured with the governor of the state of Iowa, Mr. Branstad. So congratulations. And as you all well know, he is one of our dear leaders here at the school, and so I'll be presenting him with the Leadership Award as well. One final award. Before I get to that, next year he's going to be off to Grinnell College here in Iowa, so he's going to be staying relatively close to home. Again, we want to wish him success. We know he'll do well. And at Grinnell College, he receives the Trustee Honor Scholarship Award. So congratulations. One thing I forgot to mention regarding Alina, she'll be attending the University of Iowa studying psychology. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rudloff. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Vishal Bakshi up, Faculty of Mathematics and Science, and he will be speaking about Nicholas Thiel, Keith Lashway, and Bimbashrestha.
Nicholas William Thiel. We didn't get along the first week of school. But that's because I hadn't yet understood what this man believes. I didn't know his core values back then. I hadn't realized that Nico does not simply give away his trust. He requires you to earn it. It is much too valuable to be carelessly tossed about to any soul that he happens to stumble upon. And when I realized this, I instantly loved what he was all about. And now I absolutely love the guy. Nico is an artist. And an artist is a different breed of beast. And since Nico is an artist, it follows that he is a different breed of beast as well. Because you cannot confidently say that you know who an artist is until you see them in their natural habitat. And for Nico, his natural habitat is the stage, the soccer field, the lights, the crowd. When I saw his performance at the district and state level speech competitions, my mind was blinded by the raw emotion and talent that has taken the human manifestation, which we now know as Nico Thiel. When I saw him leading our defense during the soccer season, protecting the goal like a pit bull protects its pups. I really got to know this man. Nico wants to be heard, and he will be, because every time Nico gets a chance in the spotlight, he absolutely nails it. I'm waiting for the day he pulls the trigger on his art and releases the unbridled beauty of a cartoonist creation to the world. Because Nico is a man of emotion. His heart is raw. He vividly feels, and he knows how to express those feelings through his art. The truth of the world becomes exposed when an artist decides to create. And I look forward to the day when the world gets to see this man's creation, because it comes from a heart that is gold, that is pure. His next stage is the University of Iowa, and you can absolutely be certain that Nico will be heard. Thank you. Keith Flashway. Musician, actor, artist, mathematician, general inquisitor of things. The more I get to know Keith, the happier I get about knowing this guy. He loves to create, he loves to work, but he loves to do it right because he loves to win and he hates to lose. Let me say that again. He hates to lose. And he won a lot this year. The Physical Education Award. Speech performances at district and state level. Musical performances, academics, and a strong backing by the Community First Credit Union scholarship. Keith was willing to take on challenges that he was afraid of doing, and Keith was fearless. Keith reached out of the cozy box of his comfort zone and tried to grasp greatness. This resulted in a rapid progress of his own evolution. Keith has grown exponentially this year. If there was a most improved award in mathematics, Keith would receive it. He went from struggling in math to complete and utter domination of every concept that had the guts to face his blazing mission to conquer all that is sinusoidal and formulaic. And math is not even his main passion. Now, I hadn't teared up watching a performance until I saw this year's speech competition performances, including the musical theater performance of Milan. And Keith's command of articulation and facial expression are heart-wrenching in the best way. When Keith expresses his emotions, I feel as I am expressing those emotions. When I see him absolutely shredding on his guitar, I am starstruck in awe. He has that power. His loyalty to truth and perfection are inspiring. And it is this loyalty that has brought him greatness and will continue to bring him greatness as he creates his life around his passions. It's been an inspiring and enjoyable year to teach this powerful young man, and the University of Iowa is lucky to have such a force of creativity join their ranks. Thank you, Keith. Bimba. Bimba. Reflection. That's what the name Bimba translates to. Reflection. But where can a reflection take place? If you consider a lake, the water must be still for there to be a reflection, and for the water to be still, it must also run deep. Still waters, deep mind. These are the words reflected into my mind when I see this man named Bimba Shrestha. I can't wait until I see this man develop the next breakthrough software that takes the world by storm. His grasp of scientific knowledge is powerful, backed by Bimba receiving the Science Award as he graduates. Reflection. I can't wait to see his feature-length animations one day, preferably with him in some penthouse summer condominium in California. There is no surprise that his peers voted him to win the Creativity Award. Reflection. I can't wait to continue to tell people that I had the privilege of teaching such a bright and powerful mind. Reflection. But why do I keep saying reflection? Because the dreams I envision this man achieving are not figments of my imagination. They are the reflection of this man when I see him. He has already achieved greatness. He is already successful, already amazing. He values knowledge and accumulates experience. He leads by example, and others follow without even realizing it, myself included. At times during this past year, I saw the reflection of what I aimed to be when I saw Bimba. Other times, I saw the reflection of his mother and father, two of the most compassionate souls I've met during my stay here in Fairfield. But most importantly, I saw the reflection of what Bimba wants. Now, you won't hear him say it. He values solitude much too greatly to allow you to hear it. But he radiates his emotions with his actions. His beliefs shine through his work. This man will shine, and his reflection will be glaring, too bright to ignore. I can simply watch and be proud and grateful to have had shared this learning experience with him. They will know his name. They already do. Bimba was recently selected for the Atomo Careers All-Academic Team, which consists of 10 students in the southeastern Iowa area. When he goes to the University of North Carolina this fall to study computer science, he will also make a name there. It's all simply a reflection of who he is. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bakshi. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Kareem Nahabat up on the stage to talk about Lee Izu and Sri Lalit Pulapantula.
Let's take a quick moment to thank graduating class, administration, the community at large here in Fairfield to provide us faculty this opportunity to give thanks for the students we get to teach. Ize, or James. Ize, we know as James, has been with us here for a few years. He's a charismatic young man whom I've had the joy of knowing for these past 2 years. More recently, he was one of my advisees, so naturally we had the time to get to know each other better. I learned that as a young boy, he was very independent and resourceful, growing up in a small family, yet he took this ability and turned it into something that he feels very compassionate about, teamwork. He shared with me that he formed a team of friends and competed in a provincial science and technology competition in China and won first place. So it became very clear to me that as an independent young man, he has learned to work well with others, cherish the nature of a team, and help others appreciate this art. Here at MSAE, he has continued to develop his love for mathematics, which is also close to my heart, and will be pursuing knowledge and experience in applied mathematics in engineering, sustainability, and economics at the University of New Hampshire in the East. He has enjoyed his immersion here in the US, of course learning the transcendental meditation technique and applying his strengthened creative intelligence, playing and competing in soccer and golf, while being motivated to uncover the arts, theater, and photography. Independence has taught him many lessons, yet perhaps the most important is the integrity he feels and expresses when it comes to being compassionate and helping others. Your mindfulness and attention to detail will be a great strength and service to yourself and others as you grow. Zhu He Ni Congratulations, James. Shri Lalit Kumar Pulapantula. Shri Lalit came to us from Singapore with his family, his mom, his dad, and 2 brothers, to join the world family that is MSAE. Having one brother already graduated and one a few years behind, Shri Lalit has the honor of being a middle brother, a link between the future and past, learning to learn and learning to teach, all at once. For this, Lalit, you are strengthened by your brothers, as well as give them strength. I have known you for these past 2 years, and the most striking memory I have of you is your consistency in love for life, learning, and helping others. You're a top student, working your very best to achieve success, clearly in your own support, but also in the support of others. And I have no doubt you will continue to impress the senior staff as you move back to Singapore to join the armed forces next year. Upon completion of this requirement, Shri has expressed to me his deep desire to go into the field of engineering and computer science as well. Here at MSAE, Shri Lalit has strengthened and expanded his domain of influence through his active pursuit of goals and dreams. In sports, he will have fond memories of cross-country meets and basketball games and tournaments, 2 sports for which he thinks he had little to no skill in the beginning. Yet, with a spot on both varsity teams, I think you can confidently claim your excellence in these sports. Well done, my friend. My memory of you includes an enduring consistency to help where help was needed, whether on the field or in the classroom. Whether it was the Chicago trip, Shri was always willing to lend a helping hand, and for this we are grateful. As you grow and develop into a young man, supporting your higher self, as well as your environment with a keen awareness to the evolution at hand, we say thank you for bringing joy to our lives. Suba Kanchukalu. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Karim. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Mark Wilkins up, Science of Creative Intelligence faculty and Director of the Destination Imagination for our school. He will be speaking about Liu Yifan and Remy Thomas Bousquet.
Imagine this. Ivan gets on a plane in China, travels 24 hours and 6,500 miles, and ends up in a small school in an eclectic town in Midwest America. The culture is different. The food is different. Expectations are different. And the language with which he processes all this is different. He is here 1 year and he decides he wants to do Destination Imagination. So he signs up for an improv team. He chooses a challenge that is fast and furious and language rich. It is the most challenging choice he could make in DI, and he is lost in the process at first. But he practices. His teammates help him, and his language improves, and he becomes an important part of a good improv team. They are the state champions that year, and they come in 12th at global finals. And Ivan has become rich in quick thinking, expressive, and humorous skills. The change was phenomenal. This year, he showed us his design and mathematics side by creating a structure and a special device in the architectural challenge in DI, and helped his team to be the state champions and win 9th place at global finals. In addition, they won a special Renaissance Award for the device. Ivan says he wants to be a doctor or a businessman, but he has the heart of an artist. He has some amazing art skills. I watched him create simple, elegant backdrops for his team's DI skit. In my ceramics elective, he created an award-winning sculpture of a hamburger. I should have had some snacks in that class. He is receiving this year the Visual Arts Award from the Art Department. For 3 years, I have had Ivan in TM program, ceramics elective, and DI. During this time, I have found Ivan to be a person of integrity, creative, observant, and adventurous and brave. He describes himself as outgoing, warm-hearted, curious, independent, aggressive, analytical, efficient, faithful, ingenious, and charitable. To that, I would also add kind. With these qualities, Ivan heads off into the future next year attending the University of Indiana. May the future hold everything you desire. Thomas. For me, every relationship has a moment where the other person becomes real. Before that, it is a vague getting to know the other person, a shifting of perception. But there is always a defining moment. With Thomas, for me, that moment came his 3rd year in Destination Imagination. He was in 8th grade. The previous years in DI, he was more of a silent team member. He seemed to be holding back and observing. But with his 8th grade improv team, he began to actively share ideas and make suggestions. And I was surprised at what good, clear, creative ideas he had. What I realized was that he may not be the first to jump in, but when he jumps in, you better listen. He has been in DI for the last 7 years, doing improv for 5 of those 7 years. He has been on state champion teams and gone to global finals 5 times. He has gone from quiet, observing mode at the beginning of his DI journey to the last 2 years being a leader of the team, helping them to become state champions and winning 12th place last year and 5th place this year at global finals. If you look at his list of accomplishments, it isn't only DI, but also state recognition and speech competition, and a list of sports accomplishments, which we saw earlier, excelling in particular in soccer. Since his 8th grade year, Thomas has become a very solid person to me. Fun-loving, creative, and quick thinking. A leader with a quiet, unassuming way. Next year, he heads off to Southeastern Community College to begin his college career. But he has told me he will come back to help me with the DI improv teams from time to time. And I look forward to it because I know it will make a difference. Thank you, Thomas, for years of creative, imaginative teamwork and leadership. As you head into the future, take those skills and with it, create your own success.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkins. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Sam Rose, who will be talking about Noah Thalbaum and Brandon Pratherhoff.
Ooh, I'm going to have words with whoever decided I have to follow Mark Wilkins. And see, I told you I'd use this. No? How you doing, man? You good? Yeah. Good. Noah came to our school at the beginning of this year, having gone to high school in his hometown of Cedar Rapids. Switching schools your senior year is never easy, but Noah quickly transitioned into our community with confidence, with courage, and especially with kindness. I was the person who gave Noah and his parents their first tour of our campus. I liked Noah immediately. I remember being excited about having a new student who would genuinely want to discuss video game culture with me. And we did plenty of that throughout the year. Although Noah will tell you that he wants to either be a carpenter or to design video games, I think Noah should be a salesman. Should follow it with my finger as I go along. Here we go. We gave presentations in my class. Each student redesigned our town square to be more sustainable, or by our definition of the word. And not only was Noah's work real, he could have been presenting to our city council, but his presence while presenting was so on point that it made you feel good just to listen to him. I wanted to buy whatever it was that he was selling, whatever it was. I was on board. He had it. He was so solid. Noah is also a protector. Noah will stand up for the little guy. Uh-oh. I recall several times this year when Noah stepped in and, as he would put it, served justice. Noah protects those who he feels are being wronged, because as silly as it might sound, high school is often difficult and at times can be overwhelming. But I will remember Noah as always having a smile on his face. He is inherently sweet, caring, and always acts from integrity. I can count on Noah to be open with me and to tell the truth. Noah may have only been here for 1 year, but so was I. And I'm very happy that that's how it worked out. I could not imagine this year without Noah. Next year, Noah plans to attend Kirkwood Community College, and my hope is that he will make the trip down for visits because he will be greatly missed. Do you guys remember when Brandon was like this tall? And he already had that enunciated gentleman voice that he has now. It was really awesome. I'd like to start, because I just found out a few hours ago, by announcing that Brandon was elected by the faculty to win the Social Studies Award. So just hold that and bask in your own glory for a while. Brandon is a gentleman. There are few people who have the gravitas to earn the privilege of working at the Earth and Water Tea Lounge. But Brandon, I believe, was the first hired employee after the lounge opened. The store owner, Corey Morrow, says Brandon quickly became a figurehead at Earth and Water. People young and old go just to see him. He is so thoughtful and attentive to the subtle details and has developed intelligent opinions and preferences about such a wide variety of rather adult subjects. He also somehow appreciates the not so infrequent joys of nightlife and still manages to wake up at 3 a.m. in order to lift 1 million pounds, to be good to his mother, to apply an appropriate amount of cologne to make every woman from 16 to 65 swoon. We might do well to study him in a lab. That was all Mr. Morrow. Brandon has also been doing Boy Scouts since he was just a cubby. He took on the responsibility of being the senior patrol leader, and his troop leader, Greg Thatcher, says he excels in the position, always working well with the younger scouts, and that he thoroughly enjoys the outdoors. He's quite the lumberjack. To me, Brandon is a powerhouse. Even in the face of the tremendous loss of his dear father, Brandon offers strength, respect, and kindness. He will one day himself be a remarkable father. To properly capture and describe Brandon, I had to expand my vocabulary a little bit. Superlative means of the highest kind, quality, and order. As a student, as an athlete, as a leader, as a young man, and as a friend, Brandon is of the highest kind, quality, and order supreme. I'm happy to know that Brandon will be attending the University of Iowa next year, because I know I will get to see him often and will get to watch as he continues to thrive as a young man. I'm grateful to call him my friend.
Before introducing our Pioneer Award recipients, we would like to thank all of our faculty and staff. Would you all please stand to receive this token of our appreciation?
Not yet, not yet. Okay, thank you, teachers. I would like to invite Dr. Bell and Mrs. Bauman up to introduce the Pioneer Award recipients for this year.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Every society hails its pioneers for their courage, their fortitude, their foresight. So in 1981, when we started Maharishi School's upper division, we decided we would have an award to recognize students who embody the highest ideals of pioneering and of the school, in academics, in their quality of life, in their maturity, in their appreciation of others and of this innovative approach to education, and their service to their school and their community. We pride ourselves at Maharishi School on developing the whole student, and this award represents wholeness of achievement. In the past 24 hours, you've heard, as we said, from the senior class and about the entire senior class. And so from this, you know very well, you can imagine how challenging it is for the faculty to select single recipients for this award from among this amazing group of young men and women. But they did, and this year's recipients are shining examples of the traits the award represents: balance, humility, kindness, uplifting, respectful, responsible, stable, self-sufficient. They stand as worthy members in the honorable tradition of this award. Ms. Bauman will now present the Girls Pioneer Award.
The Girls' School Class of 2015 is an extraordinary group of young women, as you all know. Kind, motivated, talented, and lovable. I'm honored today to be able to speak about one of them who's been chosen by the faculty to receive the Pioneer Award, Ms. Jaya Muleman. The Pioneer Award is, Dr. Bell was describing the qualities that we look for, but it's not particularly for academics or extracurriculars, although all the Pioneer Award winners are high achievers and have a lot of extracurriculars. And Jan Thatcher talked a lot about Jaya in these areas already. The Pioneer Award is mainly given for extraordinary character. The quality of Jaya's character is obvious to everyone who knows her. What you notice first is her blissfulness. She radiates happiness and sweetness and open-heartedness in her interactions with others and even in her dance, I think. In all the time I've known her, I've never seen her sad or frustrated or angry or anything but happy and light. She may have had those experiences, but not that I saw. In Maharishi's book, The Science of Being and the Art of Living, he discusses the art of behavior. What is it that creates good relationships? He says, joyfulness is a quality which cultivates and spreads love. It is a result of the overflowing love of the heart and forms the basis of good relationships. He goes on to say that this quality is the result of developed consciousness. And this certainly describes Jaya Mielman. I've had students tell me that she befriended them when they most needed it. That's because she is unusually aware of the feelings and needs of others. Compassion and empathy are some of her strongest qualities. She's a truly loving, compassionate person, not just with her peers, but even with the adults in her life. Jaya loves her meditation, her TM in City program. I think she feels at home in that unbounded field of life. And wherever she goes, I know she'll take that with her. I'm excited to see your life unfold, Jaya. You and your classmates will have a powerful influence on our world, whatever you decide to do. Not so much because of your successful actions, but I do anticipate that, but because of who you are and the strength of your character. I know you'll make us proud, and we love you very much. Dr. Bell?
Thank you, Ms. Baumann. In my career as a school administrator, I have rarely written recommendation letters for students. I've often deferred to their teachers because they spend at least 180 days with those students, and my feeling was they would know them better than I. But I made an exception this year for one student, actually two, and that recipient is Bimba Shrishta. I did it because in my 35 years as an educator, I've never encountered a student who had such an amazing quality of evenness. We know in the Vedic literature there's this expression, the wise maintain equanimity. I'm so grateful to Mr. Bakshi for his description of Bimba today, that Bimba actually meaning reflection, and on the surface, that unshakable, absolutely beyond perturbation evenness that Bimba has always represented. And yet, beneath that surface is this unbelievably active young man, beyond imagination. Basketball, soccer, tennis, destination imagination, robotics, two-time state champion science fair winner and participant at the International Science Fair, and this year winning an award for forward thinkers. It was given by one of the organizations. They had a $1,500 award for that as well, along with having a side business since the 9th grade of doing website development. He's just an extraordinary young man, and I knew absolutely reliable for anything he was ever asked to do. So it was with great pleasure that I wrote a recommendation, and I couldn't help myself. The first thing I said in the first line was, "Take this student." And I went on and tried to make my case for that. And I'm very glad that the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, an excellent school, took that on, and in exchange for Bimba coming, they're also giving him a full scholarship for his entire undergraduate. So it is, as I said, one of the great pleasures of my career as an educator to have known and worked with Mimba and to present to him the 2015 Boys Pioneer Award.
Thank you, Dr. Bell and Ms. Bauman, and congratulations, Bimba and Jaya. We would also like time to thank the upper school administrators for their efforts through the year. First, Dr. Bell, would you please come forward?
Those whose memories fade seek to carve them in their hearts. Since lower school, we were blessed with your presence and guidance, and our successes are the fruits of your help and teachings. Our memories of lower, middle, and high school will stay with us, but will inevitably fade with the passing of time. However, one thing for sure will be remembered, forever carved in our hearts, your leadership. Thank you for coming to Maharishi School from North Carolina. Your dedication is what made this school prosper. We as students can only hope to be as good a role model as you, and as good an embodiment of leadership as you have been and will continue to be. I can confidently say this on behalf of the graduating class of 2015. We are honored to have been students under your leadership. Thank you so much.
Next with Ms. Bauman, please. So as most of you know, Ms. Bauman is the head of our girls' school here at Maharishi School. And that is a school that I've been a part of since the 7th grade. I think what really characterizes Ms. Bauman is that she is the mother of this school. And that is something that will never change. No matter if she's working here or not, she will always be the mother to our entire girls' class. Because we know every day in school, when we walk by your office and see your door open, that any problem we have, we can go to you. So thank you so much, Ms. Bauman, for always being there for us.
Mr. Samuel Rose, Dean of Boys. So I had a little power to create a speech for you, which I am honored to have been able to do. Thank you for stepping in this year and spearheading the activities as Dean of Boys. I cannot ask for a better dean to have my senior year, and I'm sure my class would agree. Your sustainable living classes were always a highlight of the day if we were making toolboxes or watching episodes of Planet Earth. Your sense of humor is impeccable and never fails to light up someone's day. My only wish is that you could stay longer so the underclassmen would be able to experience your leadership and teaching skills as I have. Thank you so much. And, as a bonus, it happens to be your 23rd birthday today. So if the audience could please join us with fellow graduate Keishan Time on piano, let's sing Mr. Rose a very happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mr. Rose. Happy birthday to you. Okay. Thank you for sharing this special day with our senior class. We are grateful for the contributions. Oh yes, thank you, Keishan. We are grateful for the contributions that each of you made over the course of our lives. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for the big day, our graduation ceremony. Dr. Bell will now conclude with announcements.
So thank you again, Dia, Nathaniel. Wonderful afternoon. Keyshawn, you up? So, we had an invitation or a recommendation earlier today, and I'd like to prolong the day for just a few more minutes, if you will, because of those of you that have not heard this duet, it's really kind of an extraordinary physical feat. So while these two guys are getting seated at the piano, I'll just announce that tonight our music teacher, Miranda Mallard, is debuting the CD that she and her group Dagmar is presenting, but they're also going to have an opportunity for Samantha Bell and Dia Huggins. I'm not sure if other of the student performers will be there, but I know those two will be, and that's at 8 o'clock, I believe, 8 o'clock at Phoenix Rising, which is the former church that was on 3rd and Burlington in town. So if you'd like to hear some wonderful music from these very talented students, and you'll have that opportunity. I don't think these guys are going to perform, so we'll get to hear them now. So then, again, thank you so much for being here to share this memorable experience, experience with our students. Tomorrow, graduation will begin at 1:30, as close to that as we possibly can do, because we have people around the world that are sharing with us in this experience. There'll be a reception immediately following graduation. Again, that's at 1:30 tomorrow. I'd like to remind the junior class and their parents and the faculty, if you'll remain a few minutes after the ceremony today to help us prepare the hall for tomorrow. So if you will, please, I'll let, can you guys kind of call out a description of this piece, and then you'll begin.
Yeah, this is an arrangement by Kyle Landry of Gerudo Valley from Ocarina of Time. It's a piece from a video game, Legend of Zelda.
So I'm sorry if for those of you that can't see their hands, you might be willing to stand up at some point during this piece, because it's quite a dance that's happening over here. So this will conclude our afternoon together. And so thank you again. We'll see you tomorrow at 1:30. Keyshawn and Nathaniel. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Who knew that kind of music was in video games these days? So thank you, faculty, for a wonderful job that you did today. See everyone at 1:30 tomorrow.
Seniors, don't forget to go pick up the box with your name on it on the table.